Good morning, everyone. Today we will talk about Australia. So remember, we are in our new chapter, In and Out Australia. It's in your manual, page 50, and now we're doing lesson 1, part 1, page 52. The land down under. So look at the map. It's also in your manual, page 52. Look at the map of Australia and try to give me points of interest in Australia. So points of interest are things you can do or you can see, places you can go to in Australia. Okay? So we can start maybe with the capital city. What is the capital city of Australia? It's Canberra. And Canberra is situated on the east coast. So, as a reminder, have a look here. You have north, east, south, and west. Okay? So, Canberra is located in the east coast. What about Sydney? Sydney is near Canberra. And what can you see in Sydney? You have the famous Sydney Opera House. So you can go to the opera in Sydney. Brisbane is situated on the coast as well, on the east coast. And what can you do in Brisbane? You can surf there. Now let's move to Darwin. Can you find Darwin on the map? Okay, Darwin is located in the north of Australia. And you can see a rugby ball. So what conclusion can you draw? We can say maybe that rugby is famous there. Let's move to the southwest of the country. And we find Perth. Perth is located on the west coast. And let's move to the south of Australia and we're going to see Adelaide. Adelaide is located on the south of Australia. And what activities can you do in Adelaide? Well, the most famous activity in Adelaide is canoeing. You can go canoeing in Adelaide. Next you have Melbourne. Melbourne is situated on the south coast of Australia and people play cricket there. This sport here with the bat is called cricket. And have a look at the middle of the country. Can you see many cities? Well, there aren't many cities in the middle of the country. There aren't many cities because the middle of the country is a desert. It is called the Outback. And so there are only Alice Springs and a place called Uluru. We'll talk about that later. Also, you have many wild animals in Australia. Let's talk about them. There are kangaroos, koalas, crocodiles, and many others. So let's move to this man here. What can you say about this man? Well, his face and his body are painted, right? And he's holding a pipe in his hand. He's blowing into a pipe. We will see how it is called later. If you know that already, it's good, but we will see that in the words we will learn. So maybe this man is a native Australian. Do you know how we call native Australians? I'm sure you know that. We call them Aborigines. Well, finally, in Alice Springs, you can see what are these? These are books with a radio. So, according to you, why are there books and a radio in Alice Springs? So remember, Alice Springs is situated in the deserts, in the outback. So, do you think there are schools in the outback, in the desert? No, there are no schools in the outback. But there are some families living here and there. So, they need to go to school, but there are no schools. So, they do what we do. Actually, they do school from home. Okay? So, maybe the pupils listen to the radio and the teachers read the lessons on the radio. Okay? The books here symbolize. What do they symbolize? They symbolize education, right? Culture, school. So they are what we do here actually. They are homeschooling. Okay? So let's move to the lesson you're going to write in your copybook. The first part was, what are the points of interest in Australia? So we said Canberra is the capital city of Australia. Okay, the capital city. It is situated on the east coast. Okay? Sydney is near Canberra. You can go to the famous Opera of Sydney there. Remember? Brisbane is situated on the coast. People can surf there. Darwin is situated in the north of Australia. Maybe rugby is famous because there is a rugby ball on the map. Perth is situated on the west coast. Okay? Adelaide is on the southern coast. So sometimes you can say the south, but when you say coast after south, you have to say southern coast. People can go canoeing. We're going to highlight canoeing. In Melbourne, people play cricket. In the middle of the country, there aren't many cities. Only Uluru and Alice Springs. There are a lot of animals in Australia. We said there are kangaroos, koalas, crocodiles, for instance. So I'm going to change color and we're going to highlight only and a lot of. We will come back to that in class if you do not understand, but I think these are only revisions. What about the man near the crocodile? So remember the man near the crocodile? We said his face and body are painted. They are painted. He's blowing into a pipe. Maybe he's a native Australian. He's called an aborigine. And the last part was, why are there books and radio near Alice Springs? What do books symbolize? So books symbolize education, culture, school. Okay? Maybe the pupils listen to the radio in class, so you listen to. Maybe there are no schools in the desert. Oh, I did a mistake. No. Going to correct that. Maybe there are no schools in the desert or the outback. Remember, the outback is the other name of the Australian desert. Maybe the teachers read the lessons on the radio. You can also say on air. So, the lesson for today is finished. I'm going to ask you to copy the lesson in your copybook. Do not forget to write the date and to write the weather, You remember? Today the weather is, etc. And you write the title, The Land Down Under, and immediately you move to the lesson. What are the points of interest in Australia? Try to write with colors and do not forget to highlight new words and things I've highlighted before. All right? Thank you, everyone, and I wish you a very good day. Bye-bye.